Relationships are complicated. People often say love is enough, but the truth is, some signs in a partner can predict future pain long before the marriage even begins. Today, I want to talk about something sensitive, but very important. 6 women you should not marry. This is not meant to insult women or shame anyone. It is meant to protect hearts, families, and future generations. I'm speaking to men and women alike, because everyone deserves a marriage filled with respect, peace, and stability. Some traits may look harmless at first, but over time they destroy trust, confidence, and love. And I'm not only speaking from opinion. This video is based on real stories happening around the world right now. Psychological patterns we see in relationships, and timeless wisdom from the Qur'an that guides us on how to choose a righteous and peaceful partner. So if you've ever felt hurt, confused, or trapped in a relationship, this video is for you. And if you're single, this is a guide to help you avoid lifelong regret. Comment below. Have you ever experienced pain from a partner? Reply with one word. Betrayal/misunderstanding/growth. Type yes. If you want wisdom that protects families and prevents future heartbreak. In the comments, share one trait you wish you knew before you dated someone. Before we begin, please like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Share this video with your loved ones, because this knowledge can literally change a life. Section 1. The woman who shows consistent disrespect. Disrespect is not always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, slow, and subtle. But it grows like a poison in the heart. If a woman shows consistent disrespect, not only toward you, but toward your family, your values, or your beliefs, that is a major warning sign. Because respect is the foundation of marriage. Without it, love cannot survive. One story. Happening today, Ahmed married Samira after 2 years of dating. At first, she was kind and respectful. But after the marriage, the mask began to fall. She started to mock Ahmed's family in private conversations, calling them backward and old-fashioned. At first, Ahmed ignored it, hoping it was just stress or a bad mood. But the disrespect grew into daily insults, even in front of friends. Eventually, Ahmed's family began to avoid him because they felt embarrassed and hurt. Samira began to control every decision and refused to show respect even when she was wrong. The result? A broken marriage and a family torn apart. This happens every day around the world. And it starts small, like a joke, but it becomes a habit. Quranic wisdom. Allah says in the Quran, "And lower unto them the wing of humility through mercy, and say, My Lord, have mercy on them as they did bring me up when I was small." Quran 17:24. This verse teaches us the importance of humility and respect in relationships. If a woman cannot respect her spouse and his family, how can she build a home? Respect is not weakness. Respect is strength. Pause and reflect. Respect is more important than beauty. Comment. What is one sign of disrespect you would never tolerate? If you've seen someone disrespected by their partner, type "stop" in the comments. Tell us. In your experience, does respect build stronger relationships or break them? Section 2. The woman who prioritizes social approval over you. Approximately 3,000 characters. In today's world, relationships are no longer private. They're posted, shared, and judged online. And some people begin to value public approval more than private love. This is one of the most dangerous traits in a partner. A woman who constantly seeks social attention, validation, and status, even if it hurts the marriage. Real story. Happening today. Lena and her husband had a beautiful life. But Lina started to change after she became popular online. She loved posting pictures, videos, and couple goals content. At first, it seemed harmless, but soon it became a performance. She began to treat their marriage like a show, only happy when people praised it. Whenever they argued, she would post about it publicly to gain sympathy. Whenever she felt ignored, she would post pictures with other men to provoke jealousy. Her husband felt replaced by an audience. He was no longer her priority. The followers were. The marriage lasted only 2 years. Because when love becomes a performance, it is no longer real. Quranic insight. The Quran warns us about the danger of vanity and show-off, saying, "And the worldly life is nothing but play and amusement." Quran 29:64. When people choose social validation over family values, they lose the true meaning of life. A marriage built for applause is not built to last. Pause. Which is more real, offline bonds or online applause? Comment if authenticity matters more to you than followers. If you believe love is private, type "real" in the comments. Have you ever ended a relationship because of social media behavior? Share a short answer in the comments. Section 3. The woman who uses emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation is one of the quietest forms of abuse. It doesn't leave bruises, but it destroys confidence, peace, and trust. A woman who uses emotional manipulation may act loving one moment, then cruel the next. She will use guilt, anger, or silence to control you. This is not love. This is control. Real story happening today. Mariam was in a relationship with a man named Omar. At first, she seemed caring and sweet, but after a few months, Omar noticed a pattern. Whenever he did something wrong, she would forgive him immediately. But whenever she was wrong, she would turn the situation into a guilt trap. Example: Omar forgot an important anniversary. Mariam screamed and cried, saying, "You don't love me." He apologized, and she forgave him. But she used the same tactic again the next month. Omar began to feel like he was walking on eggshells. He was constantly anxious, always trying to avoid anger. This is emotional manipulation. It's a cycle that drains a person's soul. Quranic insight. The Quran warns against harm and emotional cruelty. O you who have believed, let not a people ridicule another people. Perhaps they may be better than them. Quran 49:11. Ridicule, humiliation, and emotional control are forms of cruelty. A marriage should be a place of comfort, not emotional warfare. Meditate. Does love ever guilt trip? Comment no if you believe love is freedom. Reply. What's one manipulative phrase you've heard? If you've seen someone trapped in emotional manipulation, type "free" in the comments. Share a short scenario, 1 to 2 sentences. You've seen emotional manipulation in relationships. Section 4. The woman who rejects accountability. Accountability is one of the most important qualities in a partner. A person who takes responsibility for their mistakes becomes stronger, wiser, and more trustworthy. But a woman who refuses accountability will always blame others, deny her faults, and never admit when she's wrong. Over time, this destroys trust, communication, and peace. Real story happening today. Sarah was married to Hamza. They had financial problems, but Sarah refused to admit any responsibility. When money was missing, she blamed Hamza. When she spent without permission, she said, "You don't trust me." When she lied, she said, "You misunderstood." Hamza tried to fix everything alone, but the more he tried, the more she refused to accept any fault. The marriage became a constant struggle, and Hamza felt trapped in a cycle of excuses and blame. One day, he realized he was living with someone who never apologized. And a marriage without apology is a marriage without peace. Quranic insight. Allah says, "And forgive men's faults." Quran 64:14. This verse teaches us humility, forgiveness, and accountability. When a partner refuses to admit mistakes, they destroy the possibility of growth and healing. A marriage should be a place where both partners can say, "I was wrong," and rebuild together. Think, can love survive without accountability? Comment, what makes you say sorry easily? Pride or love? If you believe accountability is a sign of strength, type "strong" in the comments. Write one sentence. What does accountability mean in a partner? Section 5. The woman who rejects spiritual/value-based growth. A strong marriage is built on shared values, not just attraction. If a woman rejects spiritual growth, moral values, or refuses to respect your beliefs, this creates a deep conflict that grows over time. When values clash, the relationship slowly becomes a battlefield. Real story. Happening today. Anas and Rima fell in love quickly. But after marriage, Rima began to mock Anas's religious practices and spiritual beliefs. She called them outdated and unnecessary. At first, Anas tried to ignore it, thinking it was just a phase. But Rima continued to criticize him in public, and she started to influence their children against his beliefs. Anas felt disrespected and spiritually alone in his own home. Eventually, the marriage collapsed. Not because of one fight, but because of constant value conflict. This is happening in many marriages today. People marry for love, but forget to match values. Quranic insight. Allah says, "Marry from among you who are righteous." Quran 24:26. This verse teaches us the importance of choosing a partner who shares faith, morals, and righteousness. Without shared values, the marriage becomes unstable and empty. Reflect. Do shared values matter more than physical attraction? Comment if you believe values define a long-lasting marriage. Type values if you believe a marriage must be built on faith. Share one value that you refuse to compromise in a life partner. Section 6. The woman who is addicted to drama or chaos. Some people don't just experience conflict, they create it. A woman who constantly seeks drama, chaos, and crisis is dangerous for a marriage. Drama becomes a lifestyle. It's never calm, it's never peaceful. And peace is the most important part of a home. Real story happening today. Yusuf met Farah, and they seemed perfect at first. But soon, their relationship turned into a roller coaster. Every week, there was a new emergency. A sudden fight over small things, a dramatic breakup, and then quick reunion, constant threats of leaving, fake emergencies to gain attention, fights with friends and family. Yusuf felt exhausted, drained, and emotionally broken. He couldn't build a life because every day was a new crisis. This is not love. This is emotional destruction. Drama may feel exciting, but it kills peace. And a marriage without peace is doomed. Quranic insight. Allah says, "And it is He who sends down peace and blessings upon His messenger." Quran 33:56. Peace is a blessing from Allah. If a woman constantly brings chaos, she removes the blessing of peace from the home. Meditate. Peace or chaos? What builds a home? Comment. one sign you call drama in relationships. Type yes if you choose peace in every relationship. Type yes if you choose peace over drama in relationships. And now you know the 6 warning signs that can destroy a marriage. Disrespect, seeking social approval over love, emotional manipulation, refusing accountability, rejecting spiritual or value-based growth, addiction to drama and chaos. This is not to shame anyone. It is to protect your heart and your future. Because marriage is not just love, it's a lifelong commitment, a family and a home. The Qur'an teaches us the importance of choosing a righteous partner who brings peace, respect, and stability. A strong marriage is built on faith, values, and mutual respect, not on temporary attraction or emotional games. If you are single, don't rush. If you are married, don't ignore the warning signs. Your life, your family, and your future deserve peace. If this helped you, share it with someone you care about. Comment your biggest takeaway from this video. Tag one friend who needs to see this. With respect. Describe in one sentence. What's the strongest trait you believe should exist in every partner?